Hey everybody, Luxinda Swirl here. Looky, I got another subscription box. So let's open this one. This is my January Resin More subscription box. We will open it and see what we got. It is certainly heavy. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's heavy. There we go. Alrighty. 2021, Happy New Year. You betcha. Our featured suppliers in January, Counterculture DIY, mica, okay, less resin, alcohol ink, transparent color, pearl pigment, Dr. Crafty resin. Alrighty, well, let's see what we got. Okay, so now that's interesting. Usually they send along a scratch-off ticket. This time it looks like a raffle ticket instead. I don't know anything about that, but I am going to put it aside and save it. And here we have their sticker. Thank you for supporting small business. And look, I got a scratch-off ticket too. Well, hot diggity. All right, I'll put both of those aside. Pretty tissue paper. Goodness. Oh, I bet it's a tray. Here's the giveaway. Interestingly, this is not the heavy part. These aren't very heavy at all, but they're pretty. So I'm guessing tray handles. What do you think? Okay, Dr. Crafty casting and coating epoxy resin. Side A, side B. 80 milliliters of each. So 160 milliliters mixed resin, that's what we got. Okay, and as I suspected, here is our tray mold. I do already have this, which is not a problem. Just saying. Haven't used it yet though, so it's not like I'm experienced at it, but I do have this mold. That will make a beautiful tray, and it's nice and shiny. So we should get a beautiful finish on both sides. Fantastic. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. No. Okay. Rose gold flakes. Look, Ray. Rose gold flakes. I'm not a flake fan. You saw my last Resin More unboxing and kind of disastrous project. You'll know that Flakes and I are not good friends. But it's just one color this time, not three. We'll keep going. Broken glass. Okay, this is broken glass in blue. And this would be, I think it's clear, but it seems to have a reflective surface. So maybe a silvery clear, maybe. Okay, for the tray. This is mica, Nemesis and Mermaid. Ooh, pretty, that's Nemesis. And that's a pretty teal, that's Mermaid. Alrighty. Let's resin. We have a pearl pigment dye. Okay, that's this. We have a resin dye. I admit I have not used any resin dyes yet, so I'm looking forward to this. Peacock blue resin dye. I can sort of see through it when I hold it up to the window, so it's not an opaque pigment, it's a dye, okay? And this is red, and this looks opaque, so this might be a pigment. It doesn't say that, it just says red. Okay, hot diggity. And we have some more stirring sticks, and a different stirring stick, and that's good. Take those, and more measuring cups, which I love. And, oh, peachy olive glitters, hot diggity dog. All right, we have scribbles. This is not one I've purchased in the past. Okay, I'm guessing we're making a tray. What do you think? That will be next. We will continue on in this video. We will do a tray. I'm not sure I'm going to use all of these things, but I don't see why we can't use at least most of them. So I will put everything back in here. I will figure out basically what I want to do. I think I'll need more resin than this, I think. But I'm going to do the water test to see how much this holds, because that should be the first question, is how much resin do I actually need for this particular mold. And then when I get it all figured out, we'll come back and we'll make ourselves a pretty tray. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, Luxinda Swirl. We are back. I have the tray here. I measured it using the, actually I used Resin Obsession's calculator. I took their calculator and I said I have a rectangular mold, and the amount I need for a 1/4 inch deep is 15 ounces. The amount I need for a 1/10 inch deep is 6 ounces. So I'm going to sort of hit the middle there and do 9 ounces for this first layer. There will be a second layer to seal it all in, a clear layer. But we're going to start today with the base layer, which will have all the colors and stuff in it. So I wrote that information on the back, so next time I don't have to do any measuring or any thinking. It's right there for me. I'm going to put that off to the side and show you the colorants, because once I mix up the 9 ounces of resin, I am going to separate it into 9 cups. And into those cups, I am going to measure, or I'm going to add 9 different colorants. And that's what we're going to ultimately be testing today. We're going to use all 9 in this tray and see how they work together and how they look. And I'm going with a kind of sort of Peacock, Mardi Gras sort of thing, theme-wise, or color theme-wise. So from the January Resin More box, I am going to use Peachy Olive Glitter's beautiful Scribbles blue glitter. And these were included in the Resin More box. You just saw me do the unboxing, so you may remember this a lot better than I'm remembering this, but I went back and pulled these out of that box. We have 2 micas, and I'm going to use both of them. One is a purple, it's called Nemesis. One is a teal turquoise, and it's called Mermaid. So we'll use those, that's 3. And then also from the January box, I'm going to use these 2 pigments or dyes from Let's Resin. One is Pearl White. The other is Peacock Blue. So you could also call this a Peacockian theme, I suppose. Okay, so then I went back to the December box and I pulled out this mica that I had not used for anything in that box's projects. These are all colorants I haven't used, but I've received relatively recently. So we have another mica. This is 14 karat nugget gold. And then from our Glitter Chimp January box, I'm going to use Calypso, which is this gorgeous teal, again, turquoisey, tealy, aqua-y, greenish. It is a Color Shift Fine Glitter. From the Primal Flow box that I just opened, so that's a very recent video. I'll link to it below. I'll link to all of these mystery boxes or subscription boxes below so that you can go back and watch the unboxing videos if you don't remember any of this stuff. With the exception of the January Resin More box, which is where we are right now. So this was from Primal Flow. This was from their subscription box. It is Ice Chunks Glitter. This is a much bigger glitter than these 2. And also from Primal Flow, I have Green Crushed Mirror Chunks. This won't be in its own ounce of resin. I will use this as embellishments, probably maybe on the edges of the tray, something like that. So this isn't part of the 9, but it will be included. And then these are my own things that I purchased over the years and never used. This is called, well, it's called Crushed Glass is what it's called, but it's all different colors. It's really pretty. And again, I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 I haven't talked about yet. So this will be another extra that I will sprinkle on in a couple places. And then colorant number 9 is going to be one of my Daler and Rowney pearlescent acrylic inks that I haven't used in my 2 videos where I used some of these inks in other colors on tumblers, the jewel tone tumblers that I make. I'll link to those videos below too in case you want to see one and you haven't done it yet. Those are gorgeous, those tumblers. So this is one of the acrylic inks I have yet to use anywhere, so we'll use that as a colorant. Just going to pour the single ounce colorants in one at a time and basically try and get diagonal stripes. And I will add the extra stuff and we will come back when it's dried and to do the next phase. Stay tuned and enjoy the show. And we're back. Okay, let's see how this first layer turned out. Well, isn't that pretty? I think it's beautiful. Beautiful. It's also bendy, but that's okay. I used the KS art resin for this layer because I wanted plenty of time to work on it, to be able to mix the colorants in and do one stripe at a time and not have everything set up too fast. So it should be bendy. It won't cure for another 24 hours, maybe more than that. This next layer will be the Clear Cast 7050. That will give it a nice rigidity. I'm just going to it's going to be clear. I'm not going to mix anything into it, not the marabou, rainbow sparkles, nothing. We're just going to pour it in. But before that, we have to deal with our handles. These come with screws, and there is a screw hole in each one, so you could conceivably drill up from the bottom. I'm not going to do any of that. I am, again, as we know, the lazy artist. I am going to let the top layer of resin hold my handles in place for me. And to make sure that the handles don't move or fall over or any of that, I'm going to put them basically where I want them. Maybe out here a little farther. I'll give myself plenty of tray room in the middle. And then I'm going to use my Sharpie to make a little dot in each spot. And then I am going to glue them in place with my E6000, just a tiny bit, because I don't want a bunch of extra glue to come out and look kind of lumpy there around the bottoms of this, around the bottoms of the feet. And then, once that is glued into place, then I will pour my final layer of resin, the clear layer. And then we will come back, demold the whole thing tomorrow, and see what we get, which for you will just be moments from now, hopefully. Not too many moments from now. So I'm going to work a little bit on my placement. Got my handles where I want them. Now, if I can just do this without, there's one, there's one. Let's see if I can do that, or else it won't be so hard over here. Okay, now we'll give this a shot, see what I can do here to not mess things up, hopefully. Don't want a lot. Just to hold it in place until the rest of the resin can take over and do its job completely. Okay. I think that's right. Now we'll do the same thing over here. This one I can see. There. Make sure while I can still move them that this is what I want. Yep, looks good. All right, now I'm going to put this aside and I'm going to mix up 6 ounces of the Clear Cast 7050. That's 2 parts A to 1 part B, but because 6 is easily divisible by 3, that's easy to do. So it's 4 ounces of part A and 2 ounces of part B. And I will mix that up, let it sit for a while so all the bubbles come up, about 15-20 minutes. It's got a 45-minute work time. And we're not going to add anything into it. We're just going to let it sit for 15-20 minutes, let the bubbles pop up, hit it with a heat gun, pour it in, hit it with a heat gun again, spritz it with alcohol, and cover it up and let it go. And then we will come back and see our finished tray tomorrow. I'm gonna gear up and mix and all that, and you just sit back and watch the show again, and we'll come back in a couple of minutes and we'll see how things look. And we're back. Okay, let's see how things turned out with our tray. It looks gorgeous. It's dry, it's flat, it's smooth, no bubbles. Our handles are in there good and tight. So, let's take a look. Now, I didn't go over all of the additives with you yesterday when I showed you the plate or the tray before we poured in this final layer of clear. I'm not really sure there's much to say. I mean, you can see it for yourselves. And they turned out great. I love how it all looks. All right, so let's demold it, hopefully. It should. I sprayed it with mold release. Let's see if you can see this. I want to make sure you can watch. Comes out very, very easily. There we go. There is our tray. That is stunning. Let's see what the other side looks like. Just out of curiosity, that's very pretty also. I do like the other side, although it won't function as a usable side because of the handles. This isn't very bendy. The clear cast clear top that we just put on it, that is keeping it nice and rigid. I will leave it flat to cure for a full 72 hours. There's a bit of a lip, but honestly, that doesn't bother me for the purposes of if you spill something on the tray, it won't run right off. I need to take it outside in the sunshine. Let it sparkle. Why don't we do that for our very last moment here on the video? We'll go outside. We'll take a look at this in the sunshine. There we go. That works pretty well. It looks pretty nice. I think this is just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at it catch the sparkle of the sun. Oh, I am so happy with how this turned out. I hope to see more trays from more Resin and More boxes. I love watching people make these trays. They're really very simple. You just have to figure out what you want it to look like and then mix the resin up and pour it in. Pop on a couple handles and there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.